Hi, this is Ben Toiley, and today I'm talking about 10 words in Welsh that are totally unique. They don't exist in English. To start off for you, I want to say that I'm not mentioning this one, hiraeth. Well, I just mentioned it. But if you want to know what that means, go and look yourself after this video. But the reason why I'm not mentioning it is because it's so cliche. Every time people want to say, oh, well, this doesn't exist in English, they mention that word. And I want to just burst that bubble and say, no, there's loads of them. Let's show people more. Not just the old tired word that we bring up every single time to denote that we're somehow special. So let's get started with the first one. Nosi. This means to become knight. There's no single word in English that's a verb to mean that it becomes knight. You could say, well, Nightin? That sounds like you're gonna put the sword over someone's shoulders and then call them sir. So it doesn't quite fit. And that's really unique. You see that a lot in Welsh. The second one, clav. Now, this does mean patient, but that's not the only thing it means. In English, someone's sick, they got a cold. Oh, he's sick. She's ill. You don't call them a patient. You could, but patient suggests more of a medical or hospital experience. But clav, that means literally a sick person, a feeble one, or someone who's been perhaps amputated and they're on a crutch, a clav. It's a state that someone's in that makes that word applicable to calling them that. It's not a specific situation like patient is in English. So clav is a sick person or a feeble person. All in one word, one syllable. Very efficient. Next one. Now this one's a bit cheating. It's not quite what the prior two are. Let me explain that. So in English you have the word light, like it's bright. And you have the word light. Light is a feather. Those are the same word. And I just brought this in because I want to show that in Welsh, those are two separate words meaning totally different things. You cannot mix the two. So you have ysgafn, light is a sheet of paper, a feather, and gole, light in terms of light. A light then is golead. Gole can mean pale. So then again you have three, actually, but those two are related, golead and gole. You get it. Let's move on to the next one. Hey, hit that like button for me, it really helps the channel. Thanks. In English, you say tree and trees. And that has all the meanings in terms of variations of trees, what kind of trees are in those groups of trees, and so on. But in Welsh, you have coeden, means a tree. Coed is trees, and coedydd means trees with different kinds of trees within them. So if it's just one tree, type of tree within trees, it's coed or coedwig sometimes. But if you can physically discern that there's more than one type of tree in that group of trees that you're pointing out, it's coedydd. That doesn't exist in English. Kion. You can hear the wind outside maybe? Kion is a wall around a church. A specific kind of early wall. You'll see loads of place names across Wales. Llanrwst, Llanfihangel, Llandaf, Llanwnda. I mean, there's loads of llans. They're all over Wales. And it's more than just a wall around a church. It's a psychological identifier in Welsh culture. It's it's undescribable in some ways. You can welcome people into your llan. But it is that architectural feature around an early church, chapel, in early Welsh Christianity. Christianity came into Wales very early, and as the East was being bombarded by pagan Saxons and Jutes and so on, the Welsh were building this Christian architecture that didn't exist in their terminology. Six, Bro. Now this could mean region or district or area or even realm. It used to mean realm, actually, but it's changed over time. And what it means is it's kind of between like your hood, your neighborhood, and your area. It combines those two together in that how far can you walk and it's still the same community that you're from? How far does the culture of your local family and group extend? How far does the accent that you have when you say particular words extend? And if you live near mountains, the people on the other side of that ridge, they're not going to be in the same bro. It can be wide, like entire county wide in some cases, in more, well, flatter areas. But if there's lots of different valleys, each one is going to be a different bro because that's where the community is pressed into. And because of the Welsh landscape, it makes this word very accentuated and layered in meaning, because different areas have different broedd, plural, of bro, within them, depending on how the land undulates. 7. Toiley. This is a phantom funeral, often precipitating death of someone, often linked to omens, bad omens. I wish people would use this more. It's more constricted and confined to poetry now, but if we use this in modern stories and resurfaced it, it would give a deep flavor to Welsh culture that just doesn't exist in English. A phantom funeral. It's quite eerie. Eight, Brego. Now, this does mean to surface, to shoot forth shoots, to treetop, to break forth, but it's all of those things. It's in the spring when the shoots at the tops of the trees Brego. And it does pertain to trees often, quite a lot. But you can say it in terms of maybe bubbles or foaming and birds on top of the trees. And the treetops, the little twigs at the tops, those are brig. And you don't quite get any nuance that is that specific in that subject in English. Brego. To surface at the summit of. You could say to summit, but it doesn't work that way. It's a bit different. Ymryson. This is a poetic contest between bards. It's very specific, often taking the mick out of each other. And it's very specific to the poetic culture that flourished in Wales for many centuries under patrons of the nobility. And so we don't really have this concept in English. It's I mean, you have people who engage in rap battles, but it's not the same context. Song, a bardic battle contest. Song, a poetic battle contest. One that I really like, or several that I really like, are to do with time. There's quite a few time words in Welsh that don't exist in English. One of them is echddoe, which means the day before yesterday. And you have to string a whole sentence together to say that in English. But in Welsh, it's just echddoe. I went echddoe, instead of I went the day before yesterday. It's efficient, and it suggests time is looked at a bit differently in Welsh, if that makes sense. Anyway, I like it. It's efficient and concise. Echddoe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this content, hey, hit that like button or even subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode. Diolch yn fawr iawn am wylio.